Hello and welcome back to class. This is lesson 5 of our COVID-19 lockdown online class for English, and we are looking at P4 and P5. You will be starting out with a comprehension text. Now, your comprehension story is in a separate file, so look up under your assignments, okay? Look for the skeleton key for P4, and P5, your passage is the hitchhikers in the bathroom. Okay, so read that story first, and then you can open up the Word document and answer the questions that are given there. Okay, as you are doing this comprehension exercise, remember to apply what you learned in lesson 4's context clues. Okay, so remember to look out for certain phrases or words that will give you a clue to understand not just a word, but maybe a whole line of a whole sentence that maybe you might not be very sure what it means. Look within the context for clues to tell you what it actually means. Okay, so read slowly and you should be able to find your answers within the text. And then you have some open-ended questions. Remember, for open-ended questions, to always write in full sentences, okay? Begin your sentence with a capital letter, end it with a full stop or exclamation mark or question mark, depending on what kind of a sentence it is, but most of the time it's a full stop. Make sure you end your sentence with a punctuation, okay? And begin it with capital letters. Okay, for part 2 vocab, again, I'm still focusing on context clues or looking within the passage for ideas because I really want you all to master this, okay? It would really help you in the long run to know how to decide on what the word means based on what the passage is talking about. Especially since a lot of words in the English language have multiple meanings. And then we get to part 3. Okay, part 3 is in your books. It is a synthesis and transformation type of exercise, but really it's also a writing skill and it incorporates grammar. It's all inclusive, okay? Especially P5, I have given you a sheet of notes for direct to indirect speech last year. Alexa and Joaria, I'm not sure if I gave it to you, but either way, it is attached in your assignments this week again, okay? So you can download it and look at the notes. Now, for direct to indirect speech, as you will see in the notes, whenever you change direct speech is what I'm doing now. I'm talking to you, right? So if you were to repeat what I'm saying now, you would say it in inverted commas or in quotation marks. Teacher Esper said, comma, if I were to repeat this to you now. Okay, full stop. So the quotes in this situation is the direct speech. It is the exact words that come out of my mouth. Okay, that's why we call it direct speech. Indirect speech is when I am telling you what somebody else said or what I said earlier, okay? And I put it in a descriptive form in which it's no longer Teacher Esper said, comma, blah, 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 blah. It's Teacher Esper said that, blah, 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 okay? So for sentences, you have two kinds of sentences. First, as you will see at the bottom part of your worksheet or your notes, okay, you will see when it comes to statements, okay, if a sentence is a statement, if I say the sky is blue, then you have to use the word at whenever you put it in indirect sentences, okay? For example, right now I'm saying the sky is blue. If I were to repeat this to you, I would have to say, I said that the sky is blue. Okay? So you have to the word that there. However, if I'm giving you instructions or if I'm making a request, then you wouldn't use the word that anymore. Okay? If I say, sit down, The indirect sentence would just be, I told you to sit down. Okay? You don't say, I told you that, sit down. Or if it was a request, please pass your books to me. Okay? Again, it will be, I told you to please pass your books to me. So instead of saying that, you use usually the word to. Okay? So you will see in the example that I gave to you, we have to leave for the airport early tomorrow morning, mother reminded the boys. Okay? So the sentence and statements and instructions is just one aspect of it. The other things that you need to remember in direct to indirect speech, which is why I give you the notes, so keep referring back to that, is you have to change a lot of things. Okay? So if something is in first person, you would have to change it to third person. If something is in present tense, you would have to change it to past tense. If something is already in the past tense, you would have to change it to the past perfect tense. If something uses the words tomorrow or next week, yesterday, last week, next month, when you put it in indirect speech, you are not in that moment anymore. So you would have to use different words. For example, instead of saying tomorrow, you would say the next day or the following day. Okay? Anything that has next in it, you would just follow it with the following. Okay? So if Bobby said, I am going to school next week. Indirect speech, Bobby said that he would be going to school not next week anymore, but the following week. Okay? Because we're not in that time anymore when Bobby said it. Okay. Some other words that you would have to change, ago. So for example, Billy said, comma, I went to my grandmother's house 2 days ago. Okay, that is direct speech. If you were to change that into indirect speech, we would say Billy said that he went to his grandmother's house 2 days, not ago anymore, but before. Okay? Now has to be changed to then. Here has to be changed to there. Okay? These has to be changed to those. I, if the speaker is saying I, and the speaker is a boy, then you would say he. If the speaker is a girl, then you would change it to she. Okay? Depending on who is talking and who is saying what to whom, you would have to change all of those things accordingly. Okay? So again, let's look at our example that I gave you here. We have to leave for the airport early tomorrow morning. All of that is in present tense, right? Because mother is speaking right now. Mother reminded the boys. That is past tense. So when we change it into indirect speech, everything is in past tense. Mother reminded the boys that. We becomes they, right? Because you are not part of it. It's mother and the boys. So they have to change to had to leave for the airport. Okay? That one you don't have to change anything. Early. The next morning, we will have to, tomorrow morning, you'll have to change it to the next morning. Okay? So try this exercise out. P4, this will be probably your first time doing it unless you have already touched on it in synthesis. I don't think you have because it's later in the part of the book. P5, this will be a good exercise for you all to do again and revise. Okay? This is important, yeah? So make sure that you try to do. Oh yes, for questions. Now, questions, there are two types of questions as well. You have questions that are yes or no questions. For example, if I ask you, did you brush your teeth? And you can answer yes or no. Then you would use the word if or whether. So teacher Asper asked you if you brushed your teeth or asked you whether you brushed your teeth, because it's a yes or no question. However, if it's not a yes no question, which uses words like what, which, where, who, or whose, okay? Whom, when, how. If I ask you, how do you brush your teeth? You don't say yes or no, right? Okay, so in this case, you would just repeat that word. Teacher Asper asked me how I brush my teeth. Okay? Can ya? No problem, right? Okay, so have fun doing this. If you have any questions, you can ask and I will discuss it in one of your following weeks. Okay? That's all for now, and I will be posting another video discussing lesson 3.